What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 88, and we start today's episode off with a game against Liverpool here in the FA Cup round of 16 replay at the Hawthorns. Now, as you were just seeing by that brief first 11 there, that was the first 11 I played on Saturday against Hull City in the Capital One Cup final. That was, of course, the last game in the last episode. We won it by 3-2. Really good final, to be honest, and delivered our first trophy of hopefully 3 or possibly even 4 this season. And as you can see, as we take on Liverpool, I had to make 11 changes to the side. I had to completely refresh it again because we've got another really congested run of fixtures. We've got 3 games in 10 days. Not as bad as we've been used to, yes, but even so, it does mean that this game, which came 2 days later, I would have to make a lot of changes. So, as you can see by the team, it was very, very weak indeed. And coming up against Liverpool, well, we drew at Anfield in the round of 16 clash. We drew it by 2-2. We had a 2-goal lead in that game, and I threw it away. And we had a 2-2 draw. So as they came to the Hawthorns, just looking at their team, compared to my very weak side, I couldn't really see us getting the job done tonight. But the first chance would actually fall to us as Nastasic won the ball and played a brilliant through ball towards Victor Anichebe. And like an idiot, I took the shot on a bit too early as Lovren was creeping up behind him there. I should have kept on going and trusted Anichebe's strength to hold off the challenge and could have had a simpler finish. But a good save by Mignolet and still scoreless. In the 32nd minute though, Liverpool had the first chance of the half for them. It's Mario Balotelli who struck it against the post and we got it away. And Liverpool did begin to grow in confidence after that. Glenn Johnson goes down the right hand side here and finds Adam Lallana. The former Southampton man finds Glenn Johnson, the right back, skips past his man and keeps on going, finds Fabio Borini, but the Italian shot is saved and the follow-up shot goes miles wide and out for a goal kick. So still scoreless. In the 67th minute though, it was still 0-0 and not really much action happening, but as Moreno finds Lallana here, Adam Lallana plays it backwards. Eventually it comes to the left back Moreno into Adam Lallana, crosses the ball in, Balotelli flicks it backwards and Daniel Sturridge, who came off the bench, makes it West Brom 0, Liverpool 1. And as soon as the former Chelsea and Manchester City striker and a period on loan at Bolton scored the goal, I knew it was pretty much game over then. I couldn't see us getting back in the game because really it was all Liverpool. Other than the early chance we had with Anichebe, it was all Liverpool. They were so much better than us and they could have made it 2-0 in the 71st minute. Joe Allen, the former Swansea man, finding Moreno, and the Spaniard shot well saved by Kim Seung-gyu. And it was how the game finished as well, a 1-0 victory to Liverpool, so they are through to the FA Cup quarter-finals. We're out, and it was to be expected. Like I actually said it in the last episode right at the end. I said I don't care whether we go out or go through, to be honest. Now we've won the Capital One Cup, and we did go out, and I was still disappointed, because at the end of the day, it's a loss, and you never like to lose, and it's only, like our 4th loss of the season in all competitions, so it's still a bit of a shame, but I'm not too hung up about it. It's not something where, last season, for example, we went out of the Europa League semi-finals and I just didn't want to play the rest of the games in the season because I couldn't be bothered anymore. I was just so demoralised about it. But with this, we're at the FA Cup. Okay, it's a bit of a shame, but so what? We just won the Capital One Cup. We're in the Europa League quarter-finals. We've got the Premier League. We're still top of the table with 11 games to go. We've got other things to worry about, bigger fish to fry, and it may be a bit of a shame, but I'm not going to be too hung up about it. But still, following that, we had a Youth Squad Monthly report, and we also saw that both Tyder and Henderson are both disappointed. The fact they're not getting too many games, and well, let's just not bother talking about it anymore. We know that the player intelligence is so low, especially for those players who do always play like Henderson. But still, here is a squad report, and you'll also see a full league table in just a moment's time as well. As you can see by this team, there's some really, really good progression for some of the players. Our youngsters, Ashley Bentley up by 4, Billy Rowell, Billy the Kid up by 4, Kevin Savanier up by 4, Rodriguez up by 2. Some really, really good development for quite a lot of players who were trying to not only just bleed into the first team, but already first 11 players as well. So, Rodriguez going up by 2, Henderson going up by 2, Savanier obviously up by 4, and then the kids as well, Rowell and Bentley both up by 4. And, it's good to know how much progression is getting shown right now at West Bromwich Albion. There's so many players that are improving attributes, and I feel like we've made some brilliant signings for this year. I really do. I'm looking at the side now with Lacazette in there as well, and obviously Mauricio has been a brilliant signing at centre back. It's been really, really good for us, and I genuinely do believe that we deserve to be top of the table. I mean, I'm looking at the table now, 11 games to go, 5 points clear of Chelsea. We actually deserve to be up here. We scored 62 goals in 27 games. That's absolutely extraordinary. extraordinary. Only lost twice, won 21 games, and obviously drawn 4. It's amazing. We got a better goal difference than Chelsea by plus 13 goals, and it's amazing. We truly deserve to be there. This isn't a fluke. This season hasn't been us just scraping 1-0 victories and getting through dodgy penalty decisions in games. It's been really convincing for the most part. There's only been a couple of games where we've been truly outplayed. The Everton game, of course, being the main one, and it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed this season, and I never really thought we would be contending for the league title. I really didn't. Even though our side, let's be honest, it is good enough now. There's some really good players. We've got quite a few in the 80s, a lot in the high 70s as well. It is good enough to challenge for the title at least. I still didn't actually believe that we'll be up there in first place with 11 games to go, but that is the reality, and we need to keep our composure now as we go into the final 11 fixtures in the Premier League. As you can see, we take on Spurs here for the second of 3 games today, so another really big fixture, but I would be able to revert to my usual first 11 for this game, mainly because, as I said, on a Tuesday night we sacrificed basically going out of our competition in order to give everyone a rest and make them fresh for this game. But Spurs are the side who have currently inflicted the worst defeat of the series on us so far. That was last season's 5-0 battering at White Hart Lane, but since then we've come a long way. We've really developed since then, and Spurs currently sit in third. It's a massive game at the top of the table. If Spurs do want to try and get themselves back in the title race, they have to win today. A draw is not good enough, so big game for both clubs really, but it was us having the first chance of the game. Yusuf Malumbu's shot well saved by Hugo Lloris there, the French goalkeeper, and in the 25th minute Spurs come through with Soldado finding Eriksen, back to Paulinho, the Brazilian, who strikes it, and it's our goalkeeper Ben Foster making a good save and keeping it scoreless. So good save by Foster, and it is still 0-0, but to be honest, Spurs on this game, they pass the ball around perfectly, and their possession is absolutely breathtaking. Like, it's so hard to get the ball off them, and when you do get the ball, you often give it away and you struggle to get it back, and that's exactly what happened here. Kyle Walker boots the ball away, Spurs are on the ball, and look at the way they just pass the ball around. They know what they're doing, and as Soldado heads the ball there, it goes over the bar, and another good chance for Spurs gets wasted, but a few minutes later they're on the ball again, and as Christian Eriksen slides past Mauricio, he finds Soldado who shoots, Foster makes a good save, and we get it away with Kyle Walker, the former Spurs right back, and it's still 0-0, but I couldn't get a foothold on the ball in this game. I just kept giving it away, and every time I did, I couldn't get the ball off Spurs. They kept on passing the ball perfectly accurately, couldn't get it away from them, and as Soldado opened the scoring here after his header hit the bar and it came back to him, I thought, god damn it, Spurs are in the lead and I'm struggling to get the ball off them. It's going to be hard for me to get back in the game, but the offside flag was up, and thankfully the goal was chalked off and disallowed. It was a brilliant ball by Christian Eriksen, wonderful ball, the outside of his right boot, but Soldado was indeed offside and the goal would not stand. And his stoppage time in the 90th minute, after nothing really happened in the second half, it was just basically Spurs passing the ball around the midfield and not really getting anywhere. The last chance would fall to the London club. David Silva, the former City man, crosses the ball in, and at the far post it was Dembele heading the ball just over, and it went out for a goal kick. So Dembele, who you guys decided not to choose on a pre-contract for me to sign next year, almost cost us a point there, but still, it did finish as a 0-0 draw, and it was a really frustrating game. Other than the Malumbu chance, I did not really have any positives to take out of it, but I still always find one, and the positive for that game was a clean sheet. Spurs' attacking was relentless, and we didn't let them score a single goal. So yes, I'm still going to say it's 2 points drop, because we're the league leaders right now, and bizarrely we're probably the favourites to win the title. So we need to win those sort of games. But it's a clean sheet, we didn't let Spurs score, and they're a strong team. We'll have to take the draw as a positive result, even though we did drop 2 points, because we can't afford to dwell on negatives now. 10 games remaining in the league, still top of the table. The one thing we can't do is feel sorry for ourselves, start to feel negative, focus on the negative aspects of it, be really pessimistic, and then sort of lose our lead at the top. So we need to be positive, say it was a good draw, and take that into the next game. But still, we took on Roma for the third and final game of today's episode here in the Europa League quarter-final first leg. As you can see by their side, very, very strong indeed. This is one of the strongest sides left in the Europa League in this competition, so some fantastic players. That front three of Gervinho on the left, Iturb on the right, and Boni as the striker, or he looks as though he's playing centre forward in this game in a 4-3-3 false 9, but still, Boni is the forward man anyway. It looked like an unbelievably dangerous side, and we stopped Spurs from scoring, but I couldn't see us stopping Roma from scoring in this game. But as per usual in win Europa League ties away from home. My main aim is to score a goal and get ourselves an away goal, and we almost did get one 90 minutes in. I sent Niang through one-on-one, but I put the finish wide and into the side netting. A big miss there with my French forward, and it was still 0-0. And in the 45th minute on the stroke of half-time, Roma came forward, Nainggolan finding Strootman. Strootman to Daniel De Rossi into Iturb, who strikes it, and his shot goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. And then how about this? I'm sure you guys have made this mistake a few times before. I passed the ball out of Ben Foster straight to Jovino as I'm not concentrating. He finds Nainggolan, the Belgian. He picks out Wilfred Bonney, and thankfully for us, the Ivorian shot hits the post, and the former Swansea and Vitesse man doesn't score and open the scoring like he should have done. And a huge let off there, and it's still 0-0. And really in the second half, there was only a couple of chances. One fell there in the 64th minute, but Berahino's header went straight into the gloves of the French goalkeeper Ruffier. And the final chance fell in stoppage time to us in the 90th minute with virtually the last kick of the game. We won ourselves a free kick. Ruffier was lining up his wall. This was the chance to secure a massive win late on in this game and grab ourselves a goal that could prove to be huge in terms of who will be going through in this tie over the two legs. So Berahino was standing over it, but we didn't really have too many great free kick takers on the pitch because Rodriguez was off it. So I gave it to Aaron Creswell, the other left back, who had some decent stats to be fair. Creswell had some good stats, and Berahino's weren't bad, but I thought I'd let Creswell strike it. Walker and Berahino stand over it as well. It's 21 yards out. Aaron Creswell is going to take it after Berahino runs over the ball. It's Aaron Creswell, the left back, and it goes just into the side netting. When it hit the side netting, I thought it nestled in the bottom corner. I dropped the control and I was like, yes, get in! And I was like, oh no way, it didn't go in. It went wide, but still 0-0 the final score. That's now 3 games without a win, 2 games without a goal. Very surprising for us, but take the positives, gotta focus on those. 2 clean sheets in a row, something which has been hard for us to find later in this year, and we'll have to take the positives and not dwell on the negatives. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.